Hey, what's up, man? Oh, the winter edition of Scary Monsters, man. I love this thing. Keep bringing it up, and I have to keep saying, Scary Monsters runs the fine line in a good way between professionalism and a fanzine. Okay, I always it's been around since I was a teenager in different with different publishers, but I always come back to this. Okay, this mag book, which is an interesting term, is for monster kids by monster kids, right? Boomers, and survives solely by voluntary submissions. Okay? Don Smoraldi, good job, man. You know, however, the themes I always bring up the channel, or at least I try. The unifying thing I've tried to do with this channel, other than being cool, is the idea of the demographic changes that are happening. Okay, the brouhaha over the president election is over. Yeah, nothing but brouhaha every day, 24/7. He brings up, he brings up the thing, of course, that is inevitable, particularly with the monster kids, the boomers, right? I'm not technically a monster kid, so, because I'm a Gen Xer. It's clear to us here at Scary Monsters and Castle of Frankenstein that every aspect of our small business is in decline, hopefully temporarily. Subscriptions have dropped, and orders for collectibles have plummeted to less than half of what they were a year ago. And so there's gonna have to be, we'll be making some adjustments to be announced. Okay, that's always like, yeah, but it's sort of inevitable. I mean, a lot of the stuff I go over, the boomer magazines with the British stuff, or this stuff is passing away now. A degree of this is normal, but a lot of this decline is not necessarily normal. Okay, it has been hastened. It has been steered in a direction, let's say. Now this is just one of the reflections of that. I can just say from my own personal experience, yeah, the boomers are really starting to check out, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. A lot of them are checking out, particularly because of certain things that were done in the last few years. I feel. Okay, what are those things? You know what I'm talking about. The vid. But not the vid. What was done in reaction to the let's see a little test. We'll see how YouTube is now. So I just want to go through this. I linger on things a lot. I don't want to linger on too much. I don't want to give away this content. I want you to get this. I should get a subscription, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I like to buy this when it comes out in the store. So Vincent Price, of course, the great Vincent Price. There's always this thing that he's very hammy. I think I don't get that. He's very hammy. It's the old style of acting. What do you want, man? He was cool, dude. I think one reviewer said that, and everyone likes to bring that up. I had no idea he actually did. He did a biographical film of Woodrow Wilson. Of course, early on, he was a sort of a leading man in some ways, but his horror stuff later, House of Wax, is what made him big. But man, always a Vincent Price fan. Dell Comics, like the Daps. Egghead, yeah. Batman villain. Fibes, you always forget Dr. Fibes. What is the thing with Dr. Fibes, right? That Vince's actual face is supposed to be a mask, okay? Underneath, he's all burnt up, and looks like a skeleton, and he can't talk. So the guy talks off, with that thing in his neck. Obviously added in later, dubbed later. He does everything like pantomime. It's really, you got really amazing. And then in the 70s and the 80s, he's kind of like Uncle Vince, right? He's kind of like Edward Scissorhands. And I don't like Edward Scissorhands, but it was nice to have him in that. I had no idea they wanted to make a third Dr. Fibes film with Romero. Can you imagine? Of course, I always bring up the Vincent Price, the thriller test. How I can tell demographically, age-wise, people under the age of 40 and many in their 40s and way below. I'll ask them, and when Thriller invariably comes on at work, people have streaming in the background, especially around Halloween time. I'll ask them, do you know who is talking? Who does this little rap in the middle? The old man. And most people don't know at this point. That's Vincent Price. So anyway, going through The theme for this issue was like big and small creatures. Of course, yeah, war gargantuas. This guy, Bert I. Gordon, he died recently. This guy made a lot of these films that I remember. Bert, I think, did he do King Dinosaur? I remember that. A lot of the films that those Mystery Science Theater assholes would make fun of. A lot of his films were on this. Okay, his big thing was, making the match shots of like giant, like the colossal man, where there's a giant man, and Bird Eye God was actually, I like his movies are good. They striking when you're a kid. Then you watch Mystery Science Theater later, and you're like, oh, look how too stupid. All right, this was kind of. I remember as a kid, this was kind of silly. They're gonna give him a giant tranquilizer. Remember what happens to this dude? But yeah, I always forgot. These were good movies, man. These were good movies. Bird Eye Gordon, and like I said, he died recently, and they also cover later movies he makes. Oh, Bride of Frankenstein, Dr. Pretorius. Go on here. I remember Dr. Cyclops. This movie was crazy. I remember seeing this on Channel 9, and of course, the movie that everyone forgets this movie, man. Fantastic Voyage. What a movie this was, man. Remember, Donald Pleasance is, of course, the villain in here. Remember? What a great movie. What a cool ship that was. But, okay, the Black Scorpion. This is the most intense, scary, horrific, like, stop-motion creature film, right? It was inspired by The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. It inspired a lot of movies. Okay, so, both by Jack Dietz Productions. So this Jack Dietz guy, he made Them. Remember Them? Them is probably the best of these films. Okay, actually using life-size giant mechanical ants, but interesting. But this film, man, remember this thing? This is a scary-ass movie. This is you say Lovecraftian. The attack scenes of this black giant scorpion going after when the scene where they're going after the guys in the telephone poles, and when it attacks the train. Man, this is like the meat. Yeah, this is a really good movie, man. Intense. You think, oh, these stop motion looks fake, man. This movie will make you, yeah, I can't say anything more about it, so I won't. Oh, yeah, remember the zombie fungus? Look at this fucking thing. It's how to make a zombie ant. Now, of course, the ant doesn't go around eating other ants. It eventually dies, from the thing, and then it becomes a host for new fungal things to infect other ants. Very interesting. The ant crawls onto a stem, bites the middle so it won't fall, then it dies. Look at this, man. Life is an interesting thing, isn't it? Oh man, I'm not gonna. You know me, man. This is one of my favorite movies, man. Frankenstein conquers the world, dude. My man, the whole world's against him, and he fights. He doesn't give up, And then the opposite, right? The fairies from Mosura, Peanuts. Actually, they look very Chinese, don't they? I know, the later films too. I remember this. This little campy there, but remember Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, the new one, the anti-American one. Yes, the Dojats. Remember? Oh, they're so cute. Well, you know what they become. Godzilla is one of his greatest enemies, but dinosaurs. Remember this? I remember this made me really. At the end, I loved the Brontosaurus, but one of the themes too to a lot of these films as a kid, the little boy, little stupid boy, is that you get sad at the end when the monster dies. Right? The Lost World. Really going over, but like some of the more obscure dinosaur ones, because who didn't like dinosaurs? Remember The Last Dinosaur? That was a Toho, I believe, a Toho film. The Land Unknown. Remember this movie? Remember the end? How they used the helicopter blades to disembowel this thing? Oh, I spoiled the movie. Sorry. Interesting. That was Rex. The head for that was Rex. Remember the monsters? Yeah, just forget, man. Remember, these were actually really good. The Land of Time Forgot, right? With the Doug McClure. Oh, Land of the Lost. Remember Land of the Lost? with the what are they called? Nah, what are those creatures? I forgot already. Remember the twistedness where the smart Slee Stack, right? The Slee Stack who can talk. He's like, oh, these are my ancestors, because the Slee Stack who can't talk, who are kind of barbaric. And he realizes that, no, those are not his ancestors. Those are his descendants. Decline, civilizational cycles of decline. Right? Bro, a damn kid show, Land of the Lost. And yeah, just man, just like, oh, this movie. When I saw this as a kid, a little, actually, I must have been 3. I was taken to a movie theater that is now, I believe, at Rite Aid in Bensonhurst. My mom and I guess my stepdad and their friends, because they were in their 20s, went to see this double feature, Crater Lake Monster and Island of the Minotaur with Peter Cushing, and they took me along. So, anyway, just I'm doing what I said I wasn't gonna do, which is just go through everything. But alligator, yeah, right? Because you have Jaws, and you get, hey, let's do Jaws with an alligator. But remember, this is a little different. So the alligator, right? Remember? No, don't flush the alligator down the toilet. Remember Henry Silver? Remember how he gets killed, man? That was a horrible scene. But yeah, alligator was great. And remember, all of us New Yorkers, but I think everyone in the country remembers, ABC used to show this. They showed this on Friday night, right? Which is not a strong ratings night back then, because most people went out and drank and did drugs and had fun in the 80s. But it was a ratings winner, and I remember watching it because I was a kid. I couldn't do those things yet. And this story here, Paul Gassari, right? The 1985 film, Accordion. Now it's funny to look at this. He's like, oh, the great leader, rest in peace. Now these are the people, apparently these people were kidnapped. Okay, you keep hearing about the North Koreans kidnapping South Koreans and Japanese, but I think this is Western propaganda against the great leader. So may he rest in glory. And it's funny too how, of course, I'm not putting the writer down. I'm just saying, obviously, the Kims are not super sympathetic. They'll be North Koreans in a century, though, unlike other countries. But you had Toho people working. He kidnapped them too. The whole idea is when they read the story, ironically, the film works against it. Right? It's interpreted as a movie metaphorically representing some betraying his people, because it's kind of like a film, kind of like Daimajin, right? If you remember, right, where the peasants make a creature to help them against the evil king, and then I guess he gets resurrected or whatever. So now, of course, you could think the Kim is the evil king, but if you look at the stories of the uprisings of the people, it's very much in the, you could say the Marxist, communist, North Korean view, whatever the hell that means. I'm the guy that keeps telling you that I keep telling you that I can't make one video of this, but Marxism, all that stuff, revolutionary communism, it just becomes nationalism for non-Europeans because of the DNA matrix of it, okay, which is anti-European in its core. So that's why it just becomes, like I said, sensible, practical people will become nationalists. So anyway, all right, well, we're gonna have to do 2 videos. Whatever, it's my channel. I could do it for now. I can do what I want.